Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here with another Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee Wi-Fi battle. Let's just see what we're using today. Ooh, Kangaskhan, Gyarados, Machamp, Snorlax, Persian, and Ditto. This should be a little bit of fun. I'll see you guys with the battle. Alright guys, so we have our game and I mean, this is gonna be interesting. I think that's like the most I could say about it. I like Persian as a lead because it's decent versus pretty much everything with Foul Play and U-Turn. I also have Taunt. My Ditto... What if my Ditto beats my opponent's Gengar? Because they won't Shadow Ball Ditto. Well, even if they do, it doesn't matter because I'm a normal type prior to transforming. And then what if I win the speed tie after and I knock them out with their own Shadow Ball? Oh my gosh, that'd be cool. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go for... I'm gonna see if we can win this game. I think that Snorlax plus Kangaskhan and even Mega Gyarados, if I opt to Mega Evolve it, can easily beat the Mewtwo. So, well, depending on the Mewtwo, anyway, what it actually ends up being. But, alright, so they ended up leading off of Mewtwo, which isn't too bad for me. Like, in terms of just getting off initial damage on it, I would much rather play a game without Mewtwo if possible. And I'll just U-turn here. I'll be able to tank one hit, barely, but I'll be able to tank it. If they Mega Evolve their Mewtwo, I mean, if they're Mega Mewtwo Y, it's going to be a little bit annoying, but it's still manageable. I think X would be even more annoying just because of its... Okay, it looks like they have the option of being X, but because they didn't Mega Evolve, they didn't get stabbed on that, so it's not going to knock me out. But I definitely have to be aware of Mega Mewtwo X. That's for sure. I feel like Gyarados is the only play here. If they don't Mega Evolve it to Mega Mewtwo X, then... Because like that was X for sure. I mean, they don't have a Crunch switching besides their Ninetales. And because they didn't Mega Evolve here, my Crunch is going to knock them out because I am adamant. So even if they go for like Thunderbolt or something, like I'm assuming they're mixed Mega Mewtwo, but they didn't want to Mega Evolve here. Oh, they go for, see, they make the good play and go for Brick Break again, but they didn't Mega Evolve, so I think they get a crit, which sucks. But yeah, if they Mega Evolve, they would have gotten stabbed, and they would have also lived this Crunch. Doesn't matter though, I don't mind Mewtwo going down immediately. I guess they didn't want to Mega Evolve it. Gengar is pretty good versus me as a Mega, and so is opposing Gyarados, so I don't blame them. And getting a crit is really huge too. End up going out to Snorlax. So as far as what Gyarados does in this game, it deals with Gengar and Dugtrio, but also like I'm kind of weak to Snorlax in terms of switching in, so I'm actually just going to go for Waterfall. This will do around 40%, I want to say. And I shouldn't die to anything that Snorlax goes for. Unless it's a superpower. Nice. I'm liking looking at these like more obscure sets. So, I have a few options here. I have a Machamp, and I think that's the best one. The other one is going Kangaskhan. Yeah, I'm going to go Machamp. I'm going to go with Champ. I am defensive. I have low kick, which will knock out Snorlax, and it'll also do a decent chunk to Gyarados if they want to go into it. Honestly, I'm going to throw off a Toxic because I obviously threaten them with the low kick. They have Gyarados as a switch in, and they have Gengar. If they go Gengar, I have Earthquake after, so I'm not as worried about Gengar. But if they go Gyarados, I want to get off a Toxic and wear it down, if possible. They do make the Gengar play, which is fair. That's definitely fair. This is something I want to get rid of. Good play. I wonder if they're going to Mega. I'm going to throw off an Earthquake here. If they Mega... Yeah, okay, good. So they're not going to Mega Evolve their Gyarados. So that's good to know. They're not going to become part Dark type. Nice shiny Mega Gengar. Always love looking at that thing. I'll be able to eat any hit here, and I'm going to go for Earthquake. I don't think it'll knock out the Gengar because I'm not adamant. I'm an Impish Machamp, since on this build was very weak to... ooh, Machamp is just way too strong. Unless that was a crit. Wow. Machamp is just way too strong, but on this build, because it's randomly generated, I felt weak to Mega Beedrill, so I made it an Impish Machamp. Like, I had multiple champs, right? And some of them are different types, but yeah, I made this one Impish, or not made it, but I picked my Impish one. I have, because I used a Machamp in a draft league, so I had like 4 different Machamps. Gyarados ends up coming out. If he goes for sub, Persian should be able to break this up with Foul Play. I'd rather keep Machamp alive because once Snorlax is in, I click low kick and it's kind of unresisted by my opponent's team. Says they go for a waterfall, yeah. So, in terms of beating this, I think my main option is honestly just Kangaskhan to weaken it. Or I can go Gyarados and attempt to weaken him. That won't make a difference though. Well, when I say Gyarados, I mean Ditto, obviously. I hope that was known. So obviously having a Mega Kangaskhan would be really good here, but it's very much still possible. And in fact, if I do actually end up transforming into Gyarados, I might be able to beat it. And I get a crit too, which is really nice. So I might actually be able to beat him with his own Gyarados. With my Ditto. Especially if he allows me to weaken his Gyarados enough. Ooh, and Kangaskhan is just bulky enough to live that. So the reason I was thinking about the reason I was saying or suggesting what I said is because they do have a Dugtrio, and obviously copying their Gyarados would be really nice because I get that ground type immunity. They switch out, but I don't think they have a switch into Facade. I'm pretty sure because this is Adamant Kangaskhan, even though I'm not Mega, I'm pretty sure this is still gonna do a good chunk. Like if not to a KO, yeah. This is Adamant, and this comes off of Mega. This comes off of regular Kangaskhan, but it's still stab. It gets that same type of attack boost. Nice. Go ahead and give me that. I want to try and do something with Ditto at the end though. That'd be really awesome if they go like Dugtrio, for instance. I should be able to live in an Earthquake and just get off a Facade here. I have Snorlax in the back, so I'm not worried about the Ninetales. Yeah, I knew I'd live it. Kangaskhan is very bulky. Even though Facade's probably gonna KO, the ideal situation is it does it. Nice. And I'm gonna make this come down to I'm not gonna go for. By the way, I'm not gonna go for Sucker Punch there. I'm gonna make it come down to Ditto because what I want to do is I want to go Ditto. I want to copy him, and ideally. Well, I'll live Earthquake. Ideally, he has Sucker Punch, and I went in the Speed Tie after. This is actually a really bad play, but I know that my champ can live the hit anyway, and I'm pretty sure I'm kind of comfortable that I can win with just the Pokemon I have left. So let's see if we can get Ditto to do this. So basically, I have to transform. Ideally, I win the Speed Tie after, or he has Sucker Punch. Yep. Is that a crit? No, that's just normal damage. I was about to say, is that choice band? Like, where's the item? Yeah, let's start for Sucker Punch here. Hey, go ahead, give me that. I mean, this is the ideal situation I wanted, right? I copied him. He did have Sucker Punch, which is awesome. I don't know if he went for it himself, but I ended up winning the Speed Tie if he did end up going for it, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to be able to do a little bit of damage to him with his own Pokemon. And that's what I wanted, really. Let's go for Rock Slide here. Let's see if Ditto can... Oh, he has Ice Shard. Nice. So he has the Ice Shard, which is very, very, very threatening. But at least Ditto did something, or a little bit of something, rather. We'll get him, my boy. Click that Facade. Click that Facade. I'm assuming maybe he's Nasty Plot. Yeah, 2 attacks plus Ice Shard. That makes sense. If you don't want to run Hypnosis, Ice Shard isn't a bad, isn't a bad move because it does help check a weakened Dragonite. Ooh, this might be a roll. You might have gotten greedy though, because again, this could be a roll. That greed, I don't know if it's gonna win you the game. Cause like the thing is, Alolan Ninetales is still very weak, so Dazzling Gleam is not going to do that much. Yeah, it's sad, but I mean that's the truth. Alolan Ninetales does not have the best special attack at all. I like how I at least got to make use of Ditto in this. I remember that one video that I did with Ditto where it put in just an obscene amount of work because my opponent ended up switching. I ended up copying, I think, a Hitmonlee, and if I won like a Speed Tie, I also would have won. But it comes down to if my, I think it comes down to if my Snorlax is flinched here by Waterfall. If it's not, Snorlax is just basically going to win the game by clicking Self-Destruct. Yep, nice. So Snorlax able to clutch it out for me. And I still had my champ in the back, which is why I'm going to be able to win this. Had it not clutched there, I think I would have lost. Because Low Kick, even though it's pretty strong versus Gyarados, it's obviously resisted. And it would have been able to live it. But Well, still a fun one. Got to do a little bit with Ditto. Obviously, I had better and I had a way better end game. Basically, I would have sucker punched the Dugtrio. I'm very surprised he didn't go for sucker punch himself. I would have sucker punched the Dugtrio, knocked it out, and then as Ninetales came out, I probably would have just went Machamp just to sack it, and then get in my Snorlax to beat down the Ninetales, and then basically getting Kangaskhan after to fake out Gyarados if my Snorlax got flinched, fake out the Gyarados, and then facade it for the KO. But hope you guys all enjoyed. I will see you guys tomorrow with another Wi-Fi battle. Goodbye, my friends.